not done a book haul since August 24th of last year, so it is more than enough time for me to come at y'all with a book haul. I sort of slowed down on the book hauls last year because I'm really taking stock in the books that I own and trying to read all of them and trying not to accumulate so many books that are just gonna sit on my shelves for years. But in the past 6 months, I have accumulated a lot of books. I have 40 books here, which I guess if you would divide that out over 6 months and consider the fact that in those 6 months was Christmas and my birthday, this isn't too crazy. I'm gonna start with a big stack of ones that I have already read because like I said, I'm really trying when I purchase books to read them soon after I get them. So I have this big stack here of ones that I have already read. First of which, this is probably one of my favorite sets of books that I've ever gotten. This I pre-ordered so many years ago and I finally got them. It is the Poison Study set from Bookish Box. You guys have probably heard me talk about Poison Study before. It's one of my favorite fantasy romancy trilogies. I read it so long ago, I've reread it many times, and this set is stunning. These books are just absolutely gorgeous. Like every aspect of them is perfection. Ugh, I don't know which one of these I like the best. I think the first cover is my favorite, but these are beautiful, these are stunning. You've probably seen them in the background of some of my videos because I keep them right up there and I'm actually gonna put them back. Oh my god, the next one, I'm so excited about this. It is the new edition of Sword Heart by T. Kingfisher, which is one of my all-time favorite books. And honestly, the original cover of that book is, it's not the worst cover in the world, but it's just not, it's not doing anything. This cover, beautiful. Beautiful artwork, immaculate, perfect. It's stunning, it's beautiful. I'm gonna put it on display whenever I move and have all my bookshelves back. This one I've also been keeping up here on display. All right, so the rest of all of these are ones that I've read recently, so I am gonna talk about them in depth in my upcoming quarterly wrap up. So for now, I'll just kind of quickly run through them. You'll hear about all of them very soon, or some of them you've already heard about in vlogs that I've posted. Blood Over Brighthaven by ML Wong. Oh my god, dark academia fantasy. It was so good. I gave this one 5 stars. I read this in my recent reading vlog where I was like reading before bed. We have Lucy Undying by Kirsten White. Amazing, amazing cover. This is a vampire book, kind of a sequel to Dracula following Lucy. Victorian Psycho. This one I just read very recently and I loved it. It is definitely like an unhinged women, historical, kind of like humor vibes. I wasn't expecting the book to be as funny as it was, but if you really like unhinged women books, I highly recommend this. Water Moon by Samantha Soto Yambao. This one takes place in a pawn shop where people can go and pawn their regrets, and it's like a portal to a magical world. It was very interesting. Actually, all 3 of these I vlogged on Patreon. I have separate individual vlogs for each of them. Lately, I've just been really enjoying doing like single book vlogs on my Patreon, like in between a lot of my bigger vlog projects that I do on my main channel. So if you are interested in single book vlogs, I have ones for all 3 of these books. Next we have The Tainted Cup by Robert Bennett Jackson. This one was a 5-star, obsessed, loved it. It is basically like a murder mystery, but in a fantasy world, and I didn't know how much I wanted that, and now I need a million more. A Dark and Drowning Tide by Alison Saft. This one is a Sapphic fantasy about these 2 like academic rivals who go on a quest together. Don't Let the Forest In by C.G. Drews. This one is kind of like, I wouldn't say it's magical realism, but it like toes the line between being like, is it fantasy or is it real world? You don't really know. Both of these I vlogged in my judging books by their covers video. This one I loved. This one was like a 3-star. They're 10 out of 10 covers. I Who Have Never Known Men by Jacqueline Harpman. This one is about all of these women who have been kept in a prison and they're watched over by these guards and they don't know why they're there, but they are there forever. And it's about one girl who was put into the prison when she was a little kid. So she's the only one who spent like the majority of her life in that prison. And it's kind of just about like like humanity. It was a very interesting read. I don't think I loved it as much as I was expecting to based on how much other people love it, but I did really enjoy it. I'm glad I finally read it. And then Savor It by Tara DeWitt. This one is so far my favorite romance of the year. I also vlogged this one. This one is like a small town romance where they're neighbors and he is a chef and she has a bunch of animals, and it was perfect. It was just so good. I loved it. Tara DeWitt is definitely becoming a new favorite romance author of mine. So those are all the ones that I've read so far. Before I talk about the rest of the books, I want to talk about these new earbuds that I got. These are the Raycon Everyday earbuds, and they are so kindly sponsoring today's video. I've been using these for the past month now, and they are hands down my favorite earbuds that I have ever had. They are perfect for listening to audiobooks, music, at the gym, at work, out on a walk, phone calls, basically anything. I got the Blush Violet earbuds with the Purple Clouds protective case, and these are just the perfect combo. The battery life on these is insane. You get 32 hours, which I'm definitely gonna need because in the next couple of months I'm gonna be going on a 26-hour road trip with 4 dogs in the car. I'm gonna need these earbuds to survive that road trip. And when you need a charge, 10 minutes of charging gives you an hour and a half of battery, so you can very quickly top up your battery life with a quick charge. They have multi-point connectivity, which is great because I often use my earbuds with my phone and my computer going back and forth, so there's no like awkward disconnects when you're going back and forth. My favorite feature on these is the active noise cancellation. I have had other headphones that have noise cancellation. None of them even compare to these. I was actually in the car the other day with my dad and I had them on, and I could see he kept honking at people and I could not hear it at all. That is how good the noise canceling works. It's wild. They're also extremely comfortable. I have kind of small ears, so a lot of times earbuds are very uncomfortable for me, but these have a lot of different sizes that you can try out to find your perfect fit. Raycon did 1,000 ear scans to make sure they would fit everybody, even me and my little tiny ears. They are also dust proof, water resistant, are wireless charging compatible, and have a very sleek buttonless design. So if you are looking for some amazing earbuds, you can save up to 20% off site-wide right now. Just go to buyraycon.com/RileyMarie, or you can click the link in my description to grab your pair. And with their 30-day happiness guarantee and free returns, there is no risk in trying them out. So once again, thank you to Raycon for sponsoring this video. These 3 all kind of go together, so I'll talk about them. They are all Sapphic vampire books. The reason that I read Lucy Undying on Patreon is because I'm doing a series on there where I read Sapphic vampire books. So every episode I read a new one, and these are 3 of the upcoming ones that I will be reading. So I have This Ravenous Fate by Haley Dennings. This one is it takes place in Harlem in the 1920s, so that just sounds very interesting and cool. Then I have Hungerstone by Kat Dunn. This one is a Carmilla retelling, and I loved Carmilla, so I have really been wanting a great Carmilla retelling, and I do have high hopes for this one. And then this one, actually, I don't think is out yet, but my pre-order from Barnes & Noble came in, which actually, I've been pre-ordering a lot of things from Barnes & Noble lately, and they either come weeks early or weeks late. I have not gotten one on time yet. I don't know what that is, but I don't think this one comes out until next week. The sprayed edges, look how freaking cool those are. I'm actually not really a fan of sprayed edges on paperbacks. If they could all be like that, I would be into it. But this one takes place in the Netherlands in the 1800s, and it's about 2 twin sisters, but I believe there's also like a Sapphic subplot. Very excited to be reading these in the next couple of months. I am on the hunt for a 5-star Sapphic vampire book, and unfortunately, Lucy Undying didn't do it for me, so the quest continues. I will stop talking about my Patreon now. I just had a lot of videos that I did on there with these books. I have a lot of romances that I've gotten recently. Something about the spring just really pulls me into my romance era, and I really didn't read a lot of romance last year, but I want to do that this year. So I have a bunch here that I've gotten, and actually I just realized if you take this one out, the color palette is so pleasing. But I have Keep Me by Sarah Kate. This one is a Scottish arranged marriage kind of vibe, which I love. Love an arranged marriage, marriage of convenience. I don't know why I love it so much, because I am against marriage for myself. Something about reading about 2 people who are just forced to marry each other. I feel like it like encompasses a lot of other tropes, you know, because it's like forced proximity because they have to like spend a lot of time together, but then they like have to become a team because they're married. Ugh, I just love it. First Time Caller by B.K. Borison. This one is inspired by Sleepless in Seattle. I actually started reading this. I need to go back to it because I was enjoying it. It's about this guy who has a radio show, and I believe the girl like calls into it and people like their banter, so she joins the show. I was enjoying it when I started it. And then I have Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. This was such a good find. I found this at my local thrift store for $1. And I was like, oh my God, yes, please. This one is about two people who are cursed, and everyone that they date finds the love of their life after they break up with them. And they come up with this plan that if they date each other, their curses will cancel each other out. And of course, that's gonna go exactly the way that they want it to go. Okay, next I have The Co-op by Tara DeWitt. I am trying to read her whole backlist. I think I have 2 books left. This one, and then there's a cowboy one. But this one is a marriage of convenience renovation romance. I love a home renovation, and how could you make that better? Make them get married. Late Bloomer by Maisie Eddings. This one is a sapphic flower shop romance, which just sounds like it could not be more for me. What do you mean? It's sapphic and it takes place in a flower shop. Wild Love by Elsie Silver. So excited because I have now finished the whole Chestnut Spring series and I can move on to this series, and I need to get moving because I think there's already 3 books out in the series, so I'm falling behind. I have this stack of books that are all novellas. I had read every single novella that I owned, so I wanted to kind of like restock my novella collection because I love a novella. I love them. I love to throw them in randomly in my reading. So I have stocked up all my novellas. I have The Most by Jessica Anthony. This one I also found for $1 at that same thrift store. I always have the best luck at that thrift store, honestly. It's very bizarre. This one is about a woman who goes into her swimming pool and then she refuses to come out. I'm like, interesting. Then I have books 3 and 4 in the Over the Woodward Wall series. I don't know which one is 3 and which one is 4. I think this is 3 and this is 4. These are by Sean McGuire, and I loved the first 2 books, so I'm excited to read the other ones. These are about 2 little kids who go into this little magical world, and it's just a really fun time. Then I have But Not Too Bold, which sounds amazing. It says it's The Shape of Water meets Mexican Gothic. It is a sapphic monster romance wrapped in Gothic fantasy. Hello? It sounds so good. The River Has Roots by Amal El-Mohtar. This one I have been so excited about because Amal El-Mohtar co-wrote one of my all-time favorite books, This Is How You Lose a Time War, and I've been waiting for her to write her own book. I'm so excited. This one is about 2 sisters who go into this fairy world, and I just know it's gonna have beautiful writing. What Feasts at Night by T. Kingfisher. This is the sequel to What Moves the Dead, which was not one of my favorite T. Kingfisher books. It was kind of like middle of the road for me, but I am curious to continue the series. But the first one was a retelling of, oh my God, what was it? It was an Edgar Allan Poe story. Now I don't remember, it's been so long. The Dead Cattail Assassins by P.J. Jelly Clark. I love P.J. Jelly Clark. I've read a few of his novellas and they're always such a great time. So I've been very excited about this one. And this one is obviously about assassins. It takes place in a fantasy world where there's gods, and I just feel like it's gonna be a very fun time. And then the last novella I have here is The Fireborn Blade by Charlotte Bond. This one is about dragons, which I'm very excited about. It's about a female knight. To reclaim her honor, she must retrieve this blade from its keeper, this legendary dragon. So those were all the novellas that I've gotten, and now I'm all sucked up on novellas for a little bit. Another romance I got, I forgot to mention before, is The Alpha of Bleak Isle by Catherine Moon. This one is a dragon historical Omegaverse, which just sounds really fun. It has a different cover, and Catherine Moon kind of teased this cover at one point on her Instagram, so then after that I was stalking her social medias to find when I could buy it because this is so cute, and I'm very excited for this one. Another thrift store find, we have Vampires of El Norte by Isabel Canas. It takes place in Mexico in the 1800s, and there's vampires. I did not love Isabel Canas's first book, The Hacienda, but I've heard really great things about this one. I've heard it's like more of a romance also than a horror, which intrigues me. The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst. This one is a cozy fantasy that is not sapphic. I learned that and I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean a cozy fantasy that's not sapphic? Is that allowed? Is that legal? A hetero cozy fantasy? Okay, I guess. But it does sound really good. It's about a girl who makes jams. and then A Little Magical Cat. Favorites by Lane Fargo. This one I'm very excited for because Lane Fargo wrote one of my favorite thrillers, They Never Learn. And although this one is not a thriller, I am very excited for it. It's about the tumultuous relationship between these two ice skaters. It sounds like it's gonna be a lot of drama, a lot of intrigue, a lot of messiness. The Blighted Stars by Megan E. O'Keefe. This one is a sci-fi book that sounds so good. It's about these two enemies who are forced to become allies when they get stranded on this deserted planet. And I actually kind of bought this on a whim. I'd never heard of it. And then when I talked about it in a video, so many people commented and said that this is like one of their all-time favorite books. So I was like, where did y'all come from? And why had I never heard of this book? Why did I just stumble upon it on my own and nobody told me how amazing it is? The next one I have is Practical Rules for Cursed Witches. This one I got from the Rainbow Crate book box, so I believe that this is their cover for it, and then it also comes with the regular cover, which I do kind of think I like the regular cover better. This one's the regular cover, but this is a Sapphic fantasy book, and Kayla Cottingham, I read 2 of her books and really enjoyed them, so I was very excited for this one. And this last little stack here are all sequels. So I have Heavenly Tyrant by Shirin J. Zhao. This one is the sequel to Iron Widow, which was my favorite book of last year, and I am excited to read this, but I did think that this was the last book in the series, and now the series is going to be continuing, so I probably am not going to read this as soon as I thought I was going to. But if you want crazy, action-packed, like sci-fi, fantasy, futuristic, good for her, bringing down the corrupt government, you have to read this series. Scythe and Sparrow by Bryn Weaver. This is the 3rd book in the Ruinous Love trilogy, and I'm so excited for this one because this one I think takes place in a circus, which sounds really fun. And then A Pirate's Life for Tea by Rebecca Thorne. This is the sequel to Can't Spell Tea Without Treason, which I was kind of like mid on that book, but I do want to continue. This one sounds fun because they're gonna be on a pirate ship, and I love that. Those are all of the books that I've gotten in the last 6 months. If you made it to the end of this video, leave me a book emoji for all these books that I hauled. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and check out my Patreon where I post tons of exclusive content. I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!